let's move over here to Mario 35 because I saw.
I gotta drain my bladder before this. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay. Fine. I'll do another few super chats for Sean gets back. Okay. Let's. John Paul says started collecting GBA games. That what are some hidden gems you recommend? I need the Golden Suns, obviously. Golden Sun. I actually like some of the Legacy of Goku's, but not the. So the first one, I think it was the second
and
or third
Majin
one?
Buu are good.
Those are good ones.
Cell, and
like
then the third one, Boo's Fury.
Yes, those were good.
Those were
Power
good.
Dream Scheme.
There we go. What? Rocket Power Dream Scheme. I heard these games called Pokemon are really good too.
Pokemon, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Yeah, that one. No one ever talks about Tactics Advance. That's actually a good.
Awesome.
It's good. I'm replaying it right now for funsies. It's really good.
So good.
I would say one of the lesser known hidden gems is definitely the Fantasy Star collection. It's like the first early Fantasy Star games. Really well done.
That the other day, I found it for I think it was $12.
It's really good.
What I remember was a Summon Knight Swordcraft story. That was actually a really cool one.
What? Summon Knights? I have no idea what that is.
It's an Atlas RPG. It was pretty fun.
Interesting.
The Astro Boy Omega Factor. That was made by Treasure. That was a good
Wario
game.
Land 4.
Wario Land 4, those are good.
If you can find Boktai for a decent price, it's such a unique game with the sensor on the back of the game pack. You have to absorb sunlight to fight vampires.
Mm-hmm.
It was Kojima.
I've actually had my GameCube Game Boy player hooked up a bit more because I got that Hori pad now, and it makes it way better to play this on the GameCube.
I mean, any Final Fantasy IV, that's a good port for the Game Boy.
4, 5, and 6 are all. It's arguably the best version of 6 that's ever existed.
Yeah. Yep.
Lala said, "Oh yeah, Fire Emblem. Yeah, definitely Fire Emblem." Lala says, "Game Pass model sounds like Movie Pass model. Granted, Microsoft is $1 trillion company, but is it sustainable?" Rand says it's profitable currently, so I would say it is.
I mean, I'm not the only one saying it. Like Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer have said it.
There we go.
Don't worry about Microsoft's bottom line. I don't know. Why do people care? Does anybody, like, when they watch any shows on Netflix or HBO Max, care if it's profitable for the company? Like, all I care about is watching cool movies and stuff.
Minorly. I mean, I'm interested in that stuff, but it doesn't ruin my day. If something bombs, I'm like, okay, cool, bye.
Roy says, "What about Konami?" I think Konami probably doesn't want to be bought because they're doing a lot of gambling stuff, so they don't really care.
Remember that rumor a couple weeks ago? Sega and Konami packaged together for Xbox, Nate?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Konami's actually doing pretty well. Like Sega is the one that people are like, I don't know, but Konami's like actually making money.
Konami makes money with their arcade. They're gonna license properties out.
Hold on, which properties they license out, Nate? What's happening? Huh?
Some.
Silent Hill getting licensed out? All right.
So who's making this Silent Hill game now that the Japan studio's gone?
Hey, what's going on?
There's another Silent Hill in development.
At the Bloober team, are they making Silent Hill?
We will hear about this game this summer.
Gosh. Okay.
I am not we should hear about this project this summer that involves Silent Hill.
Okay.
VGC reported it last month. It's credible. We'll see what happens.
Is it going to be at the E3 with the paywall?
That's good. That's good.
Jeremy says, "Every time I listen to Van Halen, I hear RGT scream Panama."
Good.
Okay, Mario 35. Mario, I saw an article pop up on CNN that said we were all worried that Mario was actually dying.
CNN can suck their dick.
And they wrote that article completely unironically. They really thought everyone on Twitter was just like saying this. And I was like, wow, I thought I was old.
I am old, and I thought that
Not
was
that old.
I'm old, man. I'm turning
That was
47.
CNN apparently. Like that CNN article, I read that. I was like,
47.
wow.
Turning 47, bro.
No, more quality journalism there in the world.
I was
video
impressed by that
games.
article. I was like, oh, it's April. It's coming up April 1st. That makes sense. Okay, they're making a joke. No, it was completely serious. It's like, wow.
Well,
all right.
It's especially weird when you consider how well paid those journalists are. Like, dudes earning 6 figures are being like, gamers today are worried about the death of Mario. So shut the hell.
It was okay. So the Mario 3 All-Stars collection disappeared off the eShop. They had to have sold 5 or 6 million copies of this thing because like they're still all over eBay, but people are still trying to get like what 25 to 40K, Sean, for some of these listings. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean, I made a video on it Friday, which I actually filmed late Thursday night. So that was, pretty much when the game was, for the most part, first pulled. And there were copies selling for $80 plus sold listings. So, I mean, you look at it now. I mean, yes, there's some jackasses trying to charge, $275 and stuff like that. But I mean, $80, $70 is pretty much looks to be the going rate with a lot of these.
I think it's going to be a while before it gets like even over $100 for these things, just because so many of them are sold. But I mean, 20 years from now, I mean, sure, I guess it could be rare.
I'm selling mine for $4,000. That's what
apparently, there's one that's $45,000 and it's free 4-day shipping.
Oh, free? Oh,
4-day shipping. The other one though was $25,000 and it was $5 shipping.
I made a good investment, bro.
Okay.
So did Nintendo not then just sell those 3 games individually? Wasn't that like everybody's thought process when they said it would go away?
Well, I mean, based on
everyone's expectation, because it was like, why wouldn't Nintendo do this? And there's a good reason why Nintendo won't do that. If they do that, they can never use limited marketing of a product again, because you educate the consumer that
no, that's not true. Because you did that with the 25th on the Wii. Or the 20th, whatever it was. You had the limited edition physical edition, but you could buy the games individually on the virtual console.
Yeah, but that's a slightly different release.
Is it?
Yes. They were already on the virtual console before they packaged them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The belief right now, Rand, I think, is that the N64 will work into the Nintendo Switch Online, and Mario 64 is probably one of the games they drop in there right away. So
the Switch version was slightly different, because they redid a few different textures.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be like that too, or if they're just going to drop the vanilla
version.
I don't know. I don't know. No one really understands what happened, Rand. No one really does. There's that report that came out that they did it because they wanted to try to push FOMO on people so that they would buy it in a limited time, which is weird because
it's Mario.
It's 3 good Mario games, so obviously they've almost sold 10 million copies of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and they didn't take the U out of that game.
Yeah,
like they left the U in there. They're like, "I'll buy it."
I was a little like, why would they can make way more? What does FOMO have to do with it? Because they can make way more money if they just release it.
That's why I'm curious. They'll never release the numbers, but I'd be curious because we all know that typically games sell really high at the start and they fall off pretty hard, and they usually call it the long tail, where it's very rare for games to stay static at a certain level. I'm curious if this had an opposite effect, and at the end, everybody was afraid of it not being able to be found. I wonder if at the end we saw a spike. I'd be curious. If it sold a lot in March.
It did, because in the UK it jumped 237% in the last week. So
everyone thought it was going to be, it's going to go. So they're like, oh no, I haven't bought it yet. I have to buy it. Or you had some people saying, I got to buy another copy because I want to sell this later. I mean, anecdotally, I knew a few people who on the 31st, who the whole time have been like, I really don't need this collection. They said, well, I may as well buy it because I'd rather have it than not be able to get it. And that's exactly what Nintendo's marketing wanted. They wanted you to impulse buy, saying, if I don't buy it now, I'm not going to be able to get it.
But it seems like such a weird game to do it with, because it's not a game that's going to struggle to sell. And to sell it for literally 6 months is just, I don't give a fuck. I think it's disgusting and ridiculous. And I will never justify it.
Okay, so as of December, the end of December, it sold 8.32 million copies for the game.
God damn!
So this is probably a 12 million unit seller pretty easily. I would say
a lot of money on this,
and everybody here bought it.
Yeah,
probably
I have 2 copies.
12 million copies over an extended period of time. This simply accelerated that rate. And Mario aside, I think the more egregious example of what Nintendo pulled this week is removing Fire Emblem from the eShop. That was the only legitimate official English release of that game. And now there is no way to access this game again. There's no physical copy in existence. It was only digital, and now it's gone. It was a $6 game, and Nintendo just said, yep, you're gone.
Don't you know, Nate? They wanted you to learn Japanese so you can buy the Japanese, or you can get the Japanese version that's on the Nintendo Switch Online in Japan. So learn Japanese and play it there.
Increase our linguistic skills.
Yeah. So now there's everybody's excuse to learn Japanese is right there. If you want to play
hashtag Fire Emblem.
I don't. All right, so here's my question. All right, here's the big question because they just did it with Mario. All right, never. I mean, like I said, I don't get it. This thing would be a 20 million unit seller if they just left it by probably next year, or the year after, basically within the Switch's life. Are they going to do it with Zelda?
If they do, oh my god, yes. I didn't even think of that. Yes, but God, that's so stupid.
This worked
I don't quite know.
far too well for them to not.
I'm curious if they're going to do it with Zelda. Know.
Because looking at the past of compilations, it was a bit limited with some of the Zelda stuff, like the there was two different ones on the GameCube.
Yes, there was Master Quest, and then there was the collection.
Yeah, but it wasn't nearly as limited. Whereas technically, you can make a case that the Mario collection on the Wii, at least the physical version of it, was more limited than that was. So I don't know. Nintendo, to me, I actually have a video coming out about this. Nintendo handles Zelda very differently than they handle Mario. When you look at things like collector's editions, when you look at things like deluxe editions, console variations. So I think they're going to do similar acts, which we talk about in the video. So make sure you watch it. But I don't think it's going to be quite as limited, or at least you'll have more time, because Nintendo kind of fucked themselves because there was like a pandemic. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of their plans got pushed back a bit, so that, like, because, you know, if you have 9-10 months, you know, it's a little bit different.
Well, they announced the game and then released it like how many weeks later? Like 4 or 5 weeks later. It was very quick, right?
The game that didn't exist. All the YouTubers were making up.
It's like the Switch Mini and Switch Pro all over again.
10 days. It was announced September 3rd and it came out like September 11th.
No, the game doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Yeah, now it doesn't. So
what were we saying, Rand?
And now it does.
Did Nintendo give a reason for the limited edition
celebration of the anniversary?
That's literally all.
The reason why
that's the official digital reason.
They love him so much.
I get the physical aspect of it, but like we live in the era of digital. Like nothing should be, limited in that sense.
That's the biggest sin of it. If you want, like, I'll use the Fire Emblem as the example. You want to pull that elaborate retail edition, I understand that. But you pulled a $6 digital game from the eShop for no reason whatsoever. You pulled 3D All-Stars from the eShop for no reason whatsoever. You pulled Mario 35 from the eShop for no reason whatsoever. We are in the digital era. You don't pull digital availability just for fun. That should have remained active. The physical versions, all physical games have a print run of X amount of time. If they want to say these games for 6 months, okay. But I still have that fallback option of going to the digital storefront and buying a copy of the game if I decide to. I don't even have that choice now. Nintendo took that from us all to say, oh, the 35th anniversary is over. Okay, I can't buy a game when it's not the 35th anniversary? What type of marketing ploy is this?
They love Mario so much they had to shoot him in the back of the head.
The Mario 35 one is the one's a shame. Like, I hope they do something else with Mario like that and like just call it something other than Mario 35. I don't know. I guess that goes along with the celebration aspect.
And I think the idea, if they want to say this was due to the anniversary, then make that 3D All-Stars package feel like an anniversary celebration.
I think it was bare bones
in that package that was celebratory. It didn't have a 35th anniversary badge on it. It was nothing. It was 3 games.
I didn't even give me a manual.
$60 box.
And the logo was offset.
Yeah, like at least make it elaborate and say, okay, we're pulling this awesome anniversary, super packed with all these bonus features, and here's a standard version. No, you released the standard version, and then after 6 months just said, bye.
They didn't even give me a slipcover.
Nope. They gave you nothing.
I mean, they could have just made the physical edition the limited one and then had it digital.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's very strange. I think that's the problem, is everyone's just trying to understand like Nintendo and what they were doing with this. And I don't think anyone, like, even that thing about FOMO just doesn't even like make sense. So who knows? I feel like Nintendo of America just did their best to explain it to us, because even they were like, I don't know, like just tell them it's a celebration. That'll work.
Nintendo of America is just reciting whatever NCL is telling them to put out there as the marketing reason.
My favorite still is when they tried to explain the headset like tethering for the phone, and it looked
Yeah.
terrible. And even they were like, what is this?
Yeah, the Hori headset picture.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
great because they were like, look how simple this is, and it's like, wow, what is
three
this?
separate adapters and audio combiner? It's like, oh god.
So no more Mario 3D All Stars. That's gone. Mario 35 gone. And it so here's my one issue with this whole thing too. It's been brought up quite a bit that this is an anti-consumer move, and my concern with calling it that is I feel like it puts it on the same level as the Joy-Con drift. I think the Joy-Con drift is far worse than that, so I'm not prepared to call it anti-consumer.
I just call it stupid.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah,
Like,
stupid makes sense. Weird, strange. I don't get it, kind of thing. Yeah,
bizarre.
But they gave everyone time to buy it if they wanted to, and then they moved on. And I'm like, all right, I don't understand, but that's where we are, I guess. So we'll see. That's my one concern about the Zelda thing is like, I wonder if they're gonna pull it there too.
I think they will. This was very effective for them. They saw a lot of sales. They made a lot of money. And if I'm Nintendo, I'll put Skyward Sword out. I'll treat that like 3D World and Bowser's Fury type of release. I will then bundle Twilight Princess with Wind Waker for $60.
It's got to be more than that if it's limited.
Until the end of March for next year.
Got to be more than that. If it's limited, it's got to be 3 games at least.
Oh, I thought you were saying the price was more. I was like,
oh no, that's the whole thing too. That's the whole thing too. I'll talk $70 price with Nintendo. But
no,
not yet. Not for. I think not for another couple years on that one. But
I got
no, I think it's got to be at least. It can't just be Twilight and Wind Waker and say you got 6 months, because I'm like, it's on the Wii U. What?
I mean, I think they're going to continue to do this. As long as it's effective for them, they're going to continue to use this marketing tool. It sucks for us as consumers and fans to see them use this exploit. But if you're a business and it's working, why are you going to give up on it?
The digital age is coming, I'm telling you. It's not going to be fun. Actually, this will be fun. It'll just be annoying.
I mean,
digital age is coming.
I mean, this is such a weird, unexpected part of it is I guarantee these stupid freaking things, they're going to start being like, well, you better pre-order it digitally because who knows how long we'll even sell it digitally. I feel like they're going to start really pushing that at some point. It's going to be stupid.
Here's my question. You know what's going to be really interesting is when we get to the point with Nintendo and we move to their next system, if these digital purchases go with us.
They damn well better.
I know.
Well, now we're kind of locked in because what if I didn't get Mario 35 digital? I mean, I'm sorry, Mario 3D All Stars. That needs to follow me, right?
Maybe
something
for
to
the
think
next,
about.
Maybe for the next Switch, whatever they call the next Switch, not the Super Nintendo Switch or the Switch Pro or whatever's next. Maybe Microsoft or maybe Nintendo can hire Microsoft to use Discord as their communications device on it.
Whatever they got to do, Microsoft and Nintendo get together. Look, Nintendo pretty much owns Japan and Microsoft wants in, so make the deal.